My name is Sophia, and I live with my parents in a small rented apartment. My parents don't make much, but they're the kindest-hearted people in my whole life. They've always taken care of me as I'm their only child. After getting into university, I realized how different the university life was. Well, many of the students had come off from rich families, and I had to study with them whether I liked it or not. After a few days, I made some friends who were mostly spoiled brats of rich people. They were never serious in their studies, and they loved to party all day long. They used to invite me all the time, but I always made excuses that I had to study. One day, they insisted that I come along, and I said that I never had parties with them, but I did still call them friends. I replied that friendship can't be measured with these things. But then I agreed to go with them to a party, and that day was a turning point in my life, because we had a lot of booze and danced, and when we all got tired, my friend Tanya said that we should play Truth or Dare. I was already tired, and I said that I should go home because it was getting late. My head was also a bit heavy because of all of the alcohol. Another friend of mine, Alex, said, "Let's play one round, and then we'd all go home," and I agreed. So everyone played their turns, and most of them selected Truth. When it came to me, I chose Dare instead of Truth, because I was rather an introvert. Anyways, when I chose to dare, they all started thinking about what I should do. And after discussing, they dared me to shoplift a bottle of wine from the liquor store around the corner. I didn't want this dare. When I hesitated, they started booing me and making fun of me, that I wasn't being a daredevil or brave enough. So I gathered my courage and I went to the store. All of them came with me to watch to see if I could complete my dare. Well, with all the thought of being caught, I was scared, but still, I managed to enter the store. I calmed myself for a bit and decided not to go back until I completed my dare. So I roamed around for like 2 minutes, because there was a lady who kept looking at me, and when she bought her bottle and got out of the store, I noticed and looked around and made sure that no one's watching me. And after making sure that nobody was around, I gently grabbed a bottle of wine and hid it under my shirt. I wasn't aware of the RFID scanners at that time, which could detect anything that goes out of the store without being scanned at the counter. So as soon as I saw the cashier who was busy looking at his cash under one of the drawers or something, I took the advantage of the moment and stepped out of the door. The scanner beeped and went off, and it alarmed a guard that was nearby. So he caught me and called the police. I tried to free myself from the guards, but he was stronger than me, and meanwhile I saw my friends running away, and when the police came, they started asking me questions. I was drenched in fear, and they could smell the smell of alcohol from my mouth, and I told them that I was playing Truth and Dare with my friends, and they didn't believe me and told me that I resembled the blonde shoplifting girl that they'd been looking for a long time. Her identity was unknown, so they started believing that I was her. So I called my parents from the police station, where they both got really upset, and they came down to the station as soon as they could. I told them the whole story. They talked to the police that their daughter was not a shoplifter, but no one believed. Anyways, the next morning I had a session with the police, and they sentenced me to 1 year in prison with $500 penalty. I cried after hearing that, and my parents could never afford to give them $500 in a day to set me free. So I felt ashamed that I had to let my parents go through all of it, because all I could think at that time were that my studies and my career would be ruined, and my parents would be ashamed. I was helpless and extremely regretful. Next day, they sent me to jail. And a week later, 2 policemen came and took me out of jail, and one of the policemen told that the actual shoplifter had been arrested last night. So I got out of prison. This incident changed my life, because the way of my thinking kind of just taught me a lesson that we should never let ourselves and people related to us in jeopardy and under any circumstances, because I would have lost everything because of one mistake. But I was lucky enough that the judicial system was good and did the right thing. I parted from those friends since that.